Are you sure? I think we should leave that
I
part.
kind of like that. It's kind of the intro.
I know, right? Okay, well, welcome in. It's Jesse and MJ from Mix 1069's Mix Mornings.
Yep.
And next to me, the guy who doesn't need any introduction. So let's just, no, I'm kidding. America's Chief Entertaining Officer, Tim Laird.
Hello.
World renowned, you know. And
We're here to have
us.
fun. It is cocktail hour. That's why we're all here, and we all get to partake. That's what it's a
the fun
team
part
effort,
now.
right?
I love
Isn't
it.
it fun? I'll tell you what. You know what? And we've had these before. We talked about making a regular mimosa.
Right.
How about a screwmosa with
Yes.
vodka and orange juice and champagne? We talked about making a better Bellini with peach schnapps and peach nectar and champagne. Well, today this is going to be a sparkling fruit punch, and it's great cocktail because this is perfect for like spring or summer entertaining, or if you're doing a brunch. Perfect. What you do is take any juice or a mixture of juices, freeze them in your little ice tray, right?
One
Ice
laying
cube
around.
tray.
Sure.
Freeze them, and then you can mix them up like I have in ours. This is a little cranberry, pineapple, orange juice, and you can actually get some frozen fruit
Run away, Barry.
and toss it in there as well. So I've got a little peach and some blueberries. And what's cool about that is it's going to keep your champagne chilled while you're outside or if it's a warm day. And as it melts, it'll add some little flavor to the champagne.
And
you
a snack.
That's
You get a
right.
snack.
See,
And a
I always enjoy a snack with the beverage.
And I'm going to use a little Korbel Brut Rose. I like the Brut Rose because it's a nice pink, but it also has a little strawberry flavor to it. So
that's
it'll
nice.
mix well in with all the fruit.
Look how pretty.
Isn't that great? Like I said, the whole thing is keeping the champagne chilled, and you get more flavor as all those little fruit cubes melt and go down, and it just makes it festive, doesn't it?
It really does.
It's like fun. Bubbles are festive.
And it's nice, too, when you have the frozen fruit in there. It gives you an incentive to, I don't know, enjoy it slowly.
Yes.
Whereas, you know, there's some
Sip.
cocktails where you want to kind of enjoy them quickly.
You don't want to slam these back. You'll get cold.
All right.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
all.
all right.
Cheers, everybody. Here we go.
Yes,
Let's see.
cheers.
And by the way, use a big wine glass,
Okay.
not a little flute.
Oh, it smells so good.
Wow. And again, as those cubes melt, more flavors come into it. Well, I think we'll give it another try.
Yeah, I think so. Just to be on the safe side.
Yeah.
It's MJ's like,
I was already there. That's it. No, that's really good. It's a nice,
Isn't that fun presentation?
like, change up from a sangria kind of thing.
yeah,
Right.
it's a little lighter
Exactly.
than a
Yeah.
sangria might. It's not quite as sweet as a
Yeah.
sangria would be.
Exactly, because I don't like really super sweet sangrias, but you still get the nice fruit flavors.
Yeah.
And I love the effervescence of the bubbles.
Bubbles are always good.
Bubbles are
I
good.
like bubbles.
Yeah.
Good bubbles. and as our napkin says here, champagne is the most elegant way to get hammered.
Oh, and it's
well.
very classily written, too.
It's fancy.
Yes,
yeah.
very fancy. Very fancy.
Responsibly.
But yes, I was
Well, I like what you said earlier, MJ, that it's basically the classier version of soaking fruit in moonshine. And then
I said vodka, but
Vodka,
whatever,
whatever.
you know. But if you've done that, for a party or whatever, I mean, this is the prep work is just juice, and it looks even better.
Yeah.
Let's see, I'll tell you.
So,
And
yeah,
you know what?
that's
As you
nice.
sip it again, you're going to get more flavors as
Oh,
some
yeah.
of those cubes start to melt a little
Yeah.
bit.
And I can smell, the orange and
Orange and pineapple and even a little bit of the cranberry comes through. So
Yeah.
whatever fruit juice you like. I mean, freeze them.
This
put 'em in
would-
cubes.
try it out.
This would totally be served at a party I wouldn't be invited to. Like, that's how nice it is.
If you throw
That's-
the party, then you kind of have to be invited. See, so there's
You'd
that.
think that. There's a high school story remind me to
Okay,
tell you.
that's
You would
fantastic.
think
Okay,
that,
now I
but no.
Who knew?
But no.
Exactly. But I'll tell you what, the fun thing about this is it's festive. And I think
really
that's what's
is.
fun. It's just one little easy element. And again, we always talk about easy. This is nothing
Yeah.
hard, difficult, but
Right.
one more festive element to add to your party or get together. So
a little bit of prep work, and you make a fancy
Done.
thing. Yeah, I
Absolutely.
love that.
Yeah, I love it. So as always, in the video, you've got the ingredients list, and really, the prep work is really all you got to do is you got to freeze the juices and stuff. Really, to mix up, you just need to open a bottle of champagne and pour on in. But if you're one of those that needs a list,
sure,
it's in the video. Hey, you know what?
Where to start? Yeah.
There are things I have made a million times, but I still have to have the recipe out because I will screw it up.
That's good to watch. I mean, because people, if you don't follow the ingredients, it's not going to work.
Yeah. I mean, look, you leave one blueberry out, boom, the whole thing's ruined. I'm going to have to drink it for you.
That's right.
Nobody wants that. All of that good stuff.
Make sure there's 11 blueberries in every glass. Don't skimp on the blueberries.
Tim dropped one.
I dropped one.
This is messed up.
This is swill. This is.
I knew this tasted different.
He's going to chuck the whole thing out the door here in just a minute. That's how Tim rolls when it comes to stuff. So all that stuff. So okay. So I'm going to ask, and I don't know. I didn't remind you. So if the answer is no, that's totally fine, and we'll edit that out of the video. So last week we talked about doing a home bar set and things like that.
Oh, that's right. We did talk about that.
And the essentials in that. So do you have that ready? Do you want me to edit this out?
We can talk about that.
Okay.
Basically, to set up your home bar, there's a few essential things you'll need and want. One is a good juicer, a little juicer. Those little clamps, you put in there because you always want to use fresh juices in cocktails.
Okay.
Or, a regular juicer, whatever you want. So make sure you have a juicer for fresh cocktails. Also, a little paring knife for garnishes. When you cut the garnishes, you want that part of it. And the quintessential is a mixing glass or also a shaker tin. Now, for example, you have two different kinds.
Okay.
This is the cobbler shaker that actually you put it in here, shake it, and it has its built-in strainer. Or what I like traditionally is what they call the Boston strainer, which is a traditional mixing glass and a big tin, right?
Okay.
And basically you put your ingredients in here, pop this off, give it a snap, and this is more of a show. You're starting to shake things up.
Right.
You go to a bar and they're doing mixology and they're doing a little bit flair.
They're doing all the shaking. It's like a Zumba class. You can get a little workout.
Right. Look, I watch Bar Rescue enough to you have it here and you smile.
Smile.
Yeah.
Smile. One,
Yeah.
two, three.
I watch enough.
Yeah.
And then of course you give it a quick tap to release the glass, and it comes back. And then you want to get a little strainer to strain that into your cocktail glass. So that's it. So basically, mixing glass, shaker, either the cobbler or the Boston style, a juicer, a paring knife, and very important, measuring.
Like a jigger.
So you know how much a shot
jigger,
is,
so
or how many ounces.
The best ones have, all the little increments. You can do ½ ounce, 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces. I don't think you can do any drink with that.
Actually, I invested in one of those. You were nice enough early into the pandemic. You're like, here, let me set you up with your kind of home bar kit. I have some bottles of things, and you gave me 2 shakers. Which, fun fact, in the entire Laird house, you're never more than 3 feet away from a shaker at any given point.
No.
Seriously, I went to the bathroom and I reached. I was like, "Is that a shaker?"
No. In fact, this was the original.
It's like code.
This was the original Shaker Village.
That's what it is. I love it.
Is the Laird household. So anyway,
Yeah.
There's not, always have shakers available all the time because we're always shaking it up.
Well, and I
like
imagine
that.
in your line of work,
Right.
that's kind of it's like being a doctor and always having a doctor kit nearby.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And of course, the electric shaker. Don't forget about the blender.
Oh,
always
yeah.
a good piece of equipment to have.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and I mean that's all pretty basic and pretty inexpensive.
Right,
You
so
can get most of that pretty
I was gonna
easily.
say you don't need a whole drawer full of tchotchkes to make it work.
Absolutely not. Just those few things. I think the shaker's quintessential. Maybe a stirring spoon, a classic one.
The long, that's
I will
fancy.
tell you,
I like
in
that.
a pinch, if you have children, such as I, a baby spoon will work in a pinch, and they're about the same size.
They will, yes.
Not wrong.
I'm not saying I've done that, but I'm just saying that, as a parent.
I mean, you're keeping it for sentimental reasons.
Yeah.
You know?
And the key to a good cocktail is a good shake or a good stir, whatever you like, because you want to not only mix the ingredients, but you're chilling them down, but you're also diluting the spirit a little bit with a little bit of water from the ice, and that wakes up the spirit and actually makes it taste better, and you get those ingredients all mixed perfectly. So very important, good shaker.
That was something that I had to kind of get over, when I first started drinking bourbon.
All right.
And someone was like, do you want a splash of water? And of course, the man in me is like, well, no, I do not.
No.
Water
This
it
is
down?
clearly a thirst trap. But then
Yeah.
someone explained to me they're the same thing. They're like, no, you either want an ice cube or just a little something to open that up. And it
Right.
opens up the spirit, and then you get more of the flavors, not only the taste, but also on your nose as you're drawing it to you. So, so very important. So, and the James Bond thing, you know, shaken versus stirred, it doesn't matter.
Really, in a martini, it doesn't matter?
No, just as long as you do, you know, chill it down well stirred or well shaken, that's fine.
There's no bruising. That's all I remember. It's like, you're going to bruise the
They always
vermouth.
say it, don't
Right?
don't bruise the gin or vodka. Oh my God! Or
I've never said that my entire life. Just an FYI.
Well, there is something that it's not going to bruise it, but for, let's say you're using either for a Manhattan or a martini vodka gin up, when you do shake, it will cloud it a little bit, but that doesn't mean anything. It doesn't. The taste doesn't change. The key is shake it well or stir it well, and you're going to have a great cocktail.
Nice.
And I will add that, you know, almost all of the recipes that you'll find in the backlog of our YouTube channel, pretty much everything that he's used, blender, shaker, 99% of the time it's a shaker, that kind of thing, you'll be able to make these cocktails with.
Right.
So a mistake I made in my youth, don't get any sort of gimmicky shakers, because I had one, this was 21, which why would a 21-year-old need a shaker? Because
you want to be cool, man.
yeah, that wasn't happening.
Yeah.
But like it turned and it had like the ingredients list for some basic cocktails in there. It was one of the most worthless shakers I think I've ever owned. And actually, it's going in a yard sale this weekend.
Oh, good. Somebody else could, because they spill, they don't work.
I was going to say,
or
that's the worry.
It's totally stuck. It's stuck.
And then everything goes everywhere. I mean, it's a mess.
And
don't do that.
The jig, though, the measuring thing, it's interesting. You usually pre-measure, so you've got things kind of there. But it does make a difference, you know, because the convention is, and I was a bartender for about that long. Well, make it strong. Make it well. Then you totally like throw everything off in the
way it's
cocktail.
supposed to taste.
Absolutely.
Right.
And kind of a standard cocktail is always 1.5 ounces of your spirit to 3 ounces of whatever your mixers are. So that's a good kind of thumb to go to if you're making a cocktail. 1 to 2 parts.
And I'll tell you, when you have people over, nothing is more impressive than, here, let me make you a cocktail. And then you do it, and it's like, okay.
And it tastes good, and it's not like.
Then you can put a tip jar out. Hey,
got to pay for the next party.
Yeah. I tried to put one out for my wife, and she was like,
no, it's not going to work. No.
All right. Well, Tim, I think we've invaded your house long enough for this week. So this was great. So again,
look, now that
champagne
it's
and
melted a little
cheers.
bit. Yes,
Cheers.
Cheers.
Boom.
Cheers. Oh, we do.
Look, I'll tell you what, this is going to taste even better than the other.
I've been sipping as we went.
Wow.
And you still have
Wow,
that
is
nice
that good?
fizz. Yeah,
Oh,
it is.
refreshing.
It is good.
So whatever you're doing, take these tips and all that stuff. We'll have more next week in some way, shape, or form. I'm trying to think of what homework we can give you this week.
We always like homework, don't we? These homework projects.
Well, it's summer school.
It is.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll think on that. Oh.
Well, there was one we talked about because you recently went to New Orleans.
Oh, maybe a hurricane is in the
Maybe,
future.
because I have no idea what's in them. I don't know if it's because I don't remember when I've experienced them before.
Surprise. So, like the weather guys, I can actually say there could be a 100% chance of hurricanes next cocktail. How about that?
I like it.
It's the good one. It's the
good
kind.
kind that you want to show up. Yeah.
Which can lead, if you have enough of them, there can be a disaster there too. You're just not going to get FEMA support.
No. No.
So, all right. Well, until then, next time, as always.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy.